Dang, this is so crazy. It's so cool though. Like, oh man, I think that's why it's so like to me because what's the word? Like I feel like at school you know what you need to do. Like you have the assignment, it's like laid out, you do it and it's done. But like this is like so free willy that I'm like, oh my gosh, like
Oh, so fun. I love
but
it.
it's fun. Like it's really cool. Like I don't know.
So you click on your pages tab, and then these are all the different pages she has on her website. Mm-hmm. You're not going to touch any of this stuff unless she asks you to. All you're going to touch is the blog. Okay, so this is the blog that I just did Monday, so yesterday, or 2 days ago, whatever it was. So you can see what I did.
Taylor, you did it all? This is like you?
Yeah.
This is you? What about the LaBelle Lake Island Castle? Did you do that one too?
Yeah.
Get out! I seriously read that and I'm like, oh wow, like Celine has time to do all these things? It's been you?
Yeah, I do all of them. So I think out of all of these, Celine did this one and
Dang.
this one and this one. So I've done a lot of them. Like this is the one I like the most, the Bride's Guide. This one I just got to like research stuff and then pick whatever I wanted to put in here.
Cool.
So we'll get to that later though. Okay, so if you're making your own blog post, you will click the plus sign. And it pops up this screen.
Okay.
Can y'all see this? Okay, so this is where you'll put your title. We'll just say we're doing a bride's guide to wedding bouquets or wedding florals, okay? Because you just interviewed.
Yeah.
Florists. Okay, so we'll say a bride's guide, because we usually do that, and we'll say the 5 things to know before booking a florist or something. Okay, now you can start writing and typing here whatever you want, like, you know, whatever you did. But I like to put an image first, just so it's appealing. So you'll click this little button here. And then it brings up all this stuff. You won't touch any of this. I never do, hardly ever.
Which what? Layout, gallery, basic, all that?
Yeah, I stick with the basic pretty much.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then for an image, you just click image button, and then it's going to bring up this and the file name. Now the file name is important to actually put words in. So you see I have this drop down and it has all these crazy descriptions.
Yes, I remember watching this. Yeah.
Okay, so all this is for SEO.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to get, like, because when you, so I'll show you an example. When I post an image here, I'll just pick a random. So if I post an image here, it's gonna just put whatever file name she has. So LaBelle Lake Ice Castle, 9 of 999. Now that's not gonna do anything for her SEO.
Right.
So if you were to put this in a blog, I would say LaBelle Lake, and you always have the little dash in between. I don't know why. That's just what you do.
So dashes.
And you could put winter wedding bridals. And then even though this was not in Knoxville, even though this was not in wherever Celine is targeting, you put in that. So right now she's working on Knoxville. So you put Knoxville bride, whatever, super specific. The more specific you are, the better, because like if I just put this, that's fine. But then I put another image of LaBelle Lake, the same session. I can't put the same file name because then these two images are going to be competing with each other.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Okay, so for the file name, if I just leave it like this, LaBelle Lake, winter wedding bridals, yada yada. That's a good name. That's fine. And then you would add look for the light, because that's her. So you could just leave that one like this and it'd be fine. But then if I was doing this, like say if I was doing this session for my blog post and I was going to put another image from the same session, I wouldn't want to put this file name because then the images are competing with themselves on Google.
Huh. So do what? Like one more word or not any of those words?
Or you could take out a word. So like if I were to do another one, so I put this image in and then say this is a different image, I would probably type winter wedding, bridals,
Gotcha.
LaBelle.
Dang, and that's for every picture. Wow.
And then you always end it with look for the like photo video. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's important because it boosts your SEO. And that's how you get an image. And then you can just start writing stuff here. So after whatever, you do that. Now the important part about blogging and something that you both need to think about is we want to keep Celine's voice being focused. Like we don't want it to seem like there's like 4 different people writing. Like there really are. We want to be Celine's voice. So I think Esther, you said you were very used to like the essay format, which is good. But for Celine, she's very like low key, easygoing.
Yeah, for sure. More casual.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like one thing that when we spoke on Monday, she's just like, hey, like I liked I wrote one article just for kicks. She's like, yeah, they just work on my voice. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just like practice or be thinking like her. I don't know. How do you do it? Like, how do you, what's the word? How do you replicate that?
Sorry, my computer freaked out. So that's a good question too. So I'll show you a blog post I did when I first started. Let me see. Let me put my screen back up.
Oh, sorry, real quick. So just so we don't get off the blogging publication stuff, I know there was a thing about blog stamp. Is that right?
Blog stomp, yeah.
Blog stomp.
To get the images.
Yeah. So had you previously formatted them so that they fit that way?
Let me show you.
Do we need to buy blog stamp?
You don't need to buy it. Celine has it. But the problem is you can only have 2 people on it at a time. Like 2 people having access to her specific thing. So I don't know. I need to talk to her and figure out how she wants to do that. Because I have access to it, obviously, and she does. But I don't know what she wants to do with it. So here's Blog Stomp. All you do with this, and I'm sure, Maddie, have you used this before?
I have, but I don't have my own account.
Okay. So all you do is like drop files in, and then it formats it for you. So how Celine has them formatted is perfect for Blog Stomp, and then it does it. And what I like about Blog Stomp is you can like make collages yourself. And you can click which one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I saw this on the video, and this is for the sake of having it on the blog be formatted so that it's easily
so that when you're like reading the blog, it doesn't come up as like this huge image that takes up like half blog space.
Gotcha.
Like, you know, like when you're reading an article, it's like a smaller. It's just
yeah. Okay, cool. I wasn't entirely sure. I'm like, is this for like sizing or I don't know. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is through her Pixie set, right? So through Pixie set, you add.
You can download the images and then you put them in.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then once you stomp it, does that save as a file somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what you pulled in through when you're on Squarespace.
Upload and then add the file name too.
Gotcha. Dang, this is so crazy.
That's okay. So on my computer anyway, it has its own like stomped thing. Stomped did that itself. And so that's where all my blog stomped pictures go.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. As far as her voice.
Oh, yes.
I know Celine actually personally. She's from my area. And she used to be really good friends. Well, she's good friends with my husband. So I already knew her. But it's important to, I think the easiest thing I did was comparing and like reading her other blog posts and like getting that. So now you know that she's pretty casual, but also you've talked to her a couple times, I'm assuming. So you know she's very like energetic, very much like, you know, here I am, like this is what we're doing, like that's just her personality. So it's important to get her personality in the blog. also maintaining a professional voice, if that makes sense. So you don't want it to be like, this session was very, like, this photo session was so unique and we were able to do this. Like, no, that's not Celine. But, like, not being in, like, all caps, like, I love these people so much, dude, they were so fun. It's more of, like, this.
Of each.
Mm-hmm. So.
Does she give you the details on the sessions before she has?
Oh, that's a good question.
So
how do you know what content to write if you weren't there to shoot it?
So I'm so glad you asked. So this was hard at the beginning because she would give me like very few details. Like I would get like, so I messaged Celine a lot and she'd be like, okay, I'm doing this session. And she'd be like, okay, it was raining. We went to this place. They were really cute, really fun. They have a good sense of humor. They've known each other forever. That's it.
Gosh! Oh yeah!
And so you have to like freestyle the whole thing. So like this one, I had no information at all. So I just put their bond was indescribable. That's something you can put for like all of them. They're so sweet together. Chad's reaction to seeing her during their first look was everything. This is in the video.
Oh,
so
I see.
The video. Like her first, I said his reaction to seeing her was everything a girl wants in a reaction from her future hubs. The tears and all that, he nailed it. Like, so that's just like all personality stuff. Like that has like nothing to do with it. I said she was gorgeous, so I don't blame him. You could tell they were both super happy the day had finally come and that their lives were about to change for the better. It's all true. When you get married, things change. Then I put images, and then I said they were meant to be. They were so cute on their wedding day. They were so happy. And I put where they were. They were the Payson LDS Temple.
That's one thing I noticed is that like content isn't huge. If anything, it's more like the pictures. So like,
yeah.
Like there's not ever like a whole ton of writing. Like if anything, it's maybe like max like 3/4 of a page.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. So I think once you get out of the mentality of like it's not an essay, it's more of just like
writing about the pictures.
Literally a brief description and that's it. Okay. Like it's so low key, you guys. So I don't want you to like overthink it.
Even like
no, I think I'm like thinking about it too much. Ugh.
Yeah.
So like even the ones she's having me like do a lot of research about Knoxville and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even for those, do we just like make it brief about like why we thought this person was interesting or like this venue, like stuff like that? What do we do for those?
Yeah, let me show you. So I've been really wanting to do a bride's guide article for 2020 and like the most popular trends. This is something that I want to do. And so I just went on Pinterest and did a ton of research. I made this graphic on Canva.
Oh, dang, that's tight. Dang, that's crazy. Okay.
And this is Celine's image. And then I just found things that I liked. Like I thought was a cool trend. So this is like big thing right now, like the geometric centerpieces.
Are those Celine's pictures or are they still from?
No, this is from somebody else. And that's totally fine to take as long as you give them credit.
Yeah, see like at the bottom, she puts their name.
So this is a link that I put in. And once you click it, it's going to take you to their website.
Oh, I see.
So it's giving them credit.
That's nice.
And I'll show you how to do that too.
Okay.
So Celine's totally okay with that. Like if you're, like Maddie, you said you're doing a lot of research in Knoxville. Yeah. If you find like a restaurant or like a location you love, tag them, absolutely. And then you can use their images, or if like Celine has any images that kind of go with it, you can totally put that in there because people aren't really gonna like look, you know?
Yeah.
That's the hard thing too. So, okay. So this one I just did, like I said, I looked on Pinterest, and then this is all something that I did. Okay. And then I put in the geometric centerpieces, which I thought were really big. Mm-hmm. Tag the photographer again. Mm. And then I put a tag here, and it's a link to a DIY making your own geometric centerpieces.
Oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
So when you click this link, it goes here, and you can make these yourself.
Perfect.
Wow. Okay, and I'm assuming that also probably helps with her SEO because there's more linking and there's more like everything involved with that one page.
So that's why I wanted to do the 2020 trends, because it was going to get lots of links, and it was also going to serve her brides, which is a big thing to her. She always wants to help people. And so also on Pinterest, for Pinterest's sake, I'll do a little Pinterest plug. These kind of articles are huge on Pinterest. People always are looking for like DIY things for their wedding, or trends, or like ideas to make their wedding like the best. And so that's why I wanted to do this as well, because I knew it was going to blow up on Pinterest. So another thing I just looked into was cakes, and then you tag them or tag the article you got it from. This was not, I couldn't find a photographer for this person, so I just tagged the person that had already written an article about it. So I'm literally just tagging their article. That's it. And then I found this cake. This cake is huge on Pinterest right now. I don't know why.
What the heck is that? That's
I
crazy.
don't know. Yeah.
It's like
It's like, it gets pinned all the time.
It really does.
Huh.
And then the boho theme's really big. Floral and geometric arches for their weddings. And these two images are Celine's.
Wow.
So that's how I'm incorporating her into the article.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finding things that were popular. So when you're doing your research, you're going to find places in Knoxville, or like ideas, or like if you're doing Southern wedding things or whatever, you'll find the trends. And then if Celine has something that works with it, add it into your article.
Okay.
So she still gets stuff because it's her article essentially. So these are hers from like stylized shoots. And I put those in there, and I kept going. So big bridal bouquets are huge. And this is another image from Celine. And intimate ceremonies, this is another one from Celine. Mm-hmm. So it's just like things like that I looked into. I tried to use as many images from her as I could. Mm-hmm. And that just helps with pinning as well. You see there's this pin option, so I always pin everything when I do it.
I was going to ask that, how do you do that? How do you add a pin within the websites thing?
So mine, I have it's called like a tool or something. I just let Pinterest access all my images when I'm like surfing the web. So I just gave them permission to do that. And then whenever it hovers over an image, I get the save option.
Okay.
So that's something I did a long time ago, and it's helped like tremendously with this. So when you pin something, it'll pop up and it's going to show the file name that you put. So when you're doing all those, LaBelle Lake, winter wedding, whatever, that's going to pop up as your description, which is fine. You can leave it like that, or you can change it. It's up to you. I normally just leave it because it's pretty descriptive and people can still find it.
Cool.
And then I just said 2020 is going to be a big year for weddings. And then we're moving to Knoxville. You want to put, like, you want it to be organic, but you don't want it to be, we're going to Knoxville, Tennessee, and it's going to be so great, and we love Knoxville, and da-da-da. Like, make it sound normal. Like, you're not just trying to, like, get the SEO tags in there. So this is why I said we're moving to Knoxville, and I'm so excited to be serving more amazing people and get to explore a brand new place. Knoxville, we're coming for you. Just like something that's, like, super cute, like, we're headed your way kind of deal.
Right.
And it's not sounding like I'm just trying to get all the SEO in there. It's more of like Celine's talking.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So some of these articles, like, they're not going to take you very long. Like, to do for research for all of this and formatting and putting it up and publishing. So research, pictures, format, post, it took me an hour. So if you're spending any more than, I'd say, like an hour and a half, you're overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
That was me. Dang it.
You're totally overthinking it. And that's fine. You're learning, but it's not going to take you very long.
Okay.
So, okay, we'll go back to this. So you're doing a blog post, and this will be your title. You input an image here.
And how does she like her titles? I know they went over that in like the blogging, like little.
Talked about Junebug and just like, I tried using the co-scheduler thing. That thing was hard, but it was actually pretty fun. Like, just trying to figure out like good.
What's the Tailwind?
No. It's called co-scheduler headline something.
Oh, I've never even heard of that before. I just try and make it pretty simple to what the article's about. So like, I put the couple's name, so it's like real, and then put the location. So this one, a Mesa Falls snowy winter bridal session with Tiana and McKinley. To get descriptive.
Dang, that's so pretty.
And so this is one that I did too. Another important thing is to make sure you're choosing images that are like really good and like would be good in a blog. Some of the images she takes are more for the couple. They're not really for like blogging.
Mhm.
So like there's some you'll see that are just kind of like cutesy stuff for the couple. You don't have to use them. Like this is the fun part too of your internship. Like you get to pick which images you like, and then you'll like fall in love with these people. Like I've never met these people, but I can like link back to their session and I know exactly who they are.
So cool.
So like this was his first look, which was really cool. And then I did all this on Blog Stomp. So just showing like unique details from the thing. And like all this stuff would be really big on Pinterest because everybody likes to see the details of dresses and like how unique hers was with the flutter sleeve, things like that. So as far as titles, like I just kind of would do it like whatever you think. Keep it simple. It doesn't need to be like super long. This is another one I did. Summer wedding tips and tricks for a relaxing and dreamy wedding day. Just pretty like low key. It doesn't have to be anything like this bohemian, dreamy mountainside, yada yada yada. No. Short, sweet, to the point. That works for me instantly. And if you guys like are writing an article, this is what happened to me when I first started. I was so nervous to like show her anything until I felt like I was like confident in it. I wouldn't show her. And so if you're like, Taylor, I don't know if this is like good, send it to me and I'll let you know. Or
Yes.
like it's like stuck on a title. Like if you're stuck with the title, like message me and I'll help you.
Okay.
It shouldn't be hard and it shouldn't stress you out. Okay, so say you finish your article. Typed it all out, you've done this, whatever. At the very bottom, you're gonna put a call to action. You guys know what that is?
Yes.
So a lot of time for mine, I'll put like, we're so excited to meet with you. If you have any questions or you want to book a wedding, like let's do it. And then I'll put that. And then, so I'll say this is my call to action. Something along those lines, okay? Then you click the black dot again, and you can put a button in there. And I know how it says learn more. I change it to like, let's chat. Then you put a link, and it would be like a link to Celine's website. So you would type in her website, and then where it says book now, that's where you would click, and you would take this link.
Oh, just the URL and link it to.
Yes.
Hey, this is so crazy. I'm like learning so many things.
And then paste. And then when somebody comes and they want to book her, they just click that button and it'll take them to the contact page.
It'll direct them to. That's tight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like little things like that are super helpful too. And you're just gonna like mess around and play with it all. You'll figure it out. Like the images and stuff, you can format them however you want. So like sometimes I'll put 2 images and then just kind of play with like the placement of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can put them right next to each other. So you have 2 you can look at. It's whatever you want.
Okay.
So, okay, say this is your article and you're done. You're gonna put tags in here. So if this was Esther Your Florist article, you put wedding flowers, Knoxville brides.
How is this tag section different than the image description file name?
It's just like another one.
Yep.
The images are their own, and then this one's for the blog.
Oh, this one's for the, okay, so the tags is for the blog entirely, like the big aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, so you're going to want like 15 tags here, 10 to 15. And then you'll pick a category, and we have quite a few here already. So for yours, if it was the florist one, you can do weddings, you could put education because it's going to help the brides, you could put whatever you want.
Okay.
Click that category, then you'll go to your options tab, and you get to put another image you like here. And that's going to be the image that pops up when you're looking at the blog homepage.
Okay. Okay.
So that'll be for that. And then your excerpt, you'll put like the first paragraph that you've written here. So that's just kind of like the preview that people get to see before the post.
Okay.
And then you can save and publish. You can publish it now, or you can like schedule it. So if you're ahead, you can save it for, like you can schedule it for a different time.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll discard that. So if I show you the blog page on hers, so these are the images that I chose on that options page to be like the title page.
The thumbnail thingy, the thumbnail image?
Yes. So this is the thumbnail that I chose for each one. And you can they can be literally whatever you want. And then this is the excerpts that I put in. Some of them can be long, some of them can be short. It doesn't matter. You just want to have something there so it's not blank.
Okay.
So that's these. Does that make sense? Do you guys have any questions about Squarespace?
I think that makes more sense.
Yeah, this helps a whole ton, Taylor. Like, holy cow. She gave me the emails to access her email and all that stuff, but I don't have the passwords to her Squarespace or to Blogstomp.
All the same password.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also Celine15?
Yeah, that's the password for everything.
Oh, easy. Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you can't get into something and that doesn't work, it's either Celine15 or it's capital C Celine15.
Cool.
Everything. So what we were thinking is having you guys do, just for right now, work on one blog post a week, and having it be like a geographical for Knoxville. So like Maddie, you were talking about whatever you like 5 top venues in Knoxville. And Esther, you're doing the florist stuff. That's perfect as long as you tag it into Knoxville.
Okay.
And then if you're still worried about like, okay, if this like, does this sound like Celine, whatever, send me your rough draft and I'll look at it for you.
Where do you want those sent to? How do we send those?
So you can do it to the email that I sent you.
Okay.
The link for Zoom at, you can do it there, or you can add me on Facebook and send it that way. I don't care.
So my florist is like based out of Charlotte. Should I just figure out how to tie it back to Knoxville, or should I just stick
How
with
far
that?
is Charlotte from Knoxville?
Charlotte's like central North Carolina, and Knoxville's like border. So it's like maybe 4 hours of a drive. So it's not close.
I think that as long as you can tie it into like
Okay. I'm sure I can. Okay, sounds good.
like it doesn't have to be, the other thing is it doesn't have to be like, this is the interesting part about blogging. I give you all these like guidelines kind of, but then you can really do whatever you want.
Don't say that.
Like, okay, so say, because California is a huge state. I'll use California as an example. Me and Celine live in, well, Celine used to live in Yuba City. Yuba City is a small town compared to the whole state of California. But if a florist was like in LA, that's like 8 hours from us.
Right.
So you have to kind of be tactful about how you do it. So you could say California brides. So for yours, you'd say Tennessee brides. You know, I'm moving to Knoxville, and so I'm looking to like different florists and other things to help my Knoxville, Tennessee brides. Here's one florist that I absolutely fell in love with. Her name is such and such, and here are a few tips she gave me for you.
Okay.
That way, you're getting in Knoxville, you're getting in Tennessee, you're getting in all those things. So I think what you need to do for your blogs is making it not necessarily like an interview, but more like, what tips would you give brides? Like, what's some advice you would give to brides?
Yeah, and that's what I realized, like, it didn't do. Like, when I called her, I'm like, hey, like, tell me about yourself so that I can write a feature article about you. But I totally, like, neglected the serving part with, like, give me stuff to tell my, brides. So I need to call her back.
You can just call her back and be like, I'm working on your feature article, and I just want to know if there's any advice that you would give to brides looking for a florist, or even her, whatever. So it's not like you're not using the information that she gave you.
Okay.
Just be like, and this is how I'm gonna like wrap it up. Kind of deal. Oh, I was gonna show you how to link people, because you're both gonna do that too. Okay.
Perfect.
So we'll say we're editing this piece. So if Tanner, we'll say, was a business, you highlight Tanner. Oh, I'm not showing my screen. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Hey, Maddie, are you in Rexburg too?
Yeah, I live here.
Girl, me too. Okay, good.
Okay. So if Tanner was a business, you'd highlight Tanner's name. And you'd click these 2 chains. This is the hyperlink. And then you'd put in their website.
Okay, that's
Oh, I see.
Not bad.
That's easy. Got it.
Okay, so does that make more sense for like blogging?
Yeah, I think mainly I was just worried about formation and like how to tag the photos. Everything else pretty easy.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions about like what Celine's asking you to do?
No, I think I don't know why I'm like so, what's the word? Yeah, almost like hesitant. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this right? Is this right? You know, they're like, I think I'm just like overthinking it. But just the concept is simple, like write something where you serve someone and then you link all this information so that you're linked as well.
Yep. And Celine has, we worked on like a whole list of blog ideas. So if you don't, like if you're stumped for an idea.
Oh, I think I have it. It's like the creative something meeting. Like all this like stuff to do. Yes.
Yeah, we did that the other day. That was a good one. So yeah, you can look at that list, but I think if you're working on 1 blog article a week, I'm going to do 1 too. We'll have 3 a week. That's like what she wants.
Cool.
So that might be fun.
Dang. Well, Taylor, I'll probably just, I don't know, I don't want to like annoy Celine and be like, so I'll probably just do that too. I'll probably just send you stuff that
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine because